Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. Now there's a guy on the bridge crossing. It's one of the reasons I let him. I drive my buddy home at night. Now this guy is screaming stuff. I think my friend thought he said that he was gonna that he said he was gonna shoot. Now I didn't hear that, but I wouldn't be surprised. It was clearly somebody who was going through a mental breakdown. I think substance abuse was probably involved. I think that's probably true. I think probably somebody who's going on having a hard time in life. I think that's also probably true. And of course, I wouldn't necessarily always blame the substances as the primary source. I think it accentuates things sometimes. I also think people who are already on the verge of a mental breakdown or going through a mental breakdown are also more likely to abuse substances. So it's hard to tell what the actual cause is, but let's see if we hear him screaming anymore. My buddy was like, be careful getting home because he's talking about shooting. Now, the odds of him actually shooting me are pretty unlikely, but it is one of those things that is a bit alarming. So he was like, go call the cops. I don't know if he was imagining somebody there or if there actually was somebody there or if he was pretending someone was there or what was going on. So here's the bridge pass where you have the giant area to get over the train station. And he's probably still on there somewhere. He might be over here. Let's see if he's there. Hold on a second. Trying to get the car clean. I'm trying to get my car clean. Like now in the past, my car would be like a mess. But I'd have other things. I mean, that's typically my life. Where it's like I'm able to get some things, like either parts of, some things cleaned, organized, whatever, and then other things become a mess. Sometimes I'm able to get, there's not enough hours in a day to get as much done as I want to in terms of cleaning and organizing. Organizing is like one of my favorite things to do, and I love cleaning, but just not enough hours in a day. Oh, hello. How you doing, Dave? How you guys doing? Like, I love doing that stuff. It's just like, how do I find the blooming time? You know what I mean? How do I find the time? And if enough of you guys subscribe, maybe I'll eventually be able to get my monetization back, and maybe I'll be able to afford less hours and a greater lifestyle of organizing and cleaning and, cooking relatively fancy meals and things like that. I know I'm going to make it one day in life in general to where I want to be. It's just, I've been applying for new jobs, stuff like that. So, like, I know I'm going to get there. It's just, I think it's more of a matter of when, not if. Like, I put all this pain and effort into getting my degrees. And it's like, I'm finally here. No more of that. That's the good news. No more of that. Like, unless I want to pursue my doctorate, but I don't have to do that right away. And of course, you can also, your doctorate, I think, sometimes, depending on the university, can be based, I think, at least in part, on other work you've already done. So it's not like it necessarily, let me see if there's anybody at the doors. Someone left, oh, dude, look at that. Someone left some, like, DoorDash. By the way, it's closed. That's why I'm looking for somebody. Oh. My mom-in-law just sent me a message. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I can. Oh, I did. Oh, wait, hold on. I just. Let me know. Oh, fudge. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can still see me streaming. I'm trying to. Can you let him know I'm here? I don't know if you guys could actually. I don't know if you guys were still there through that or not. Oh, what's up, Jordan? What's up? Where am I at, Chris? I'm at the Walmart. Oh, there's big money. I'm gonna put my hazards on. You guys can stay in here for a second. I'm gonna go see if he can let me in. Oh, actually, fudge. besides all that, yo, I think next time I'm just gonna follow the schedule, man. They wanted me to stay till 11. Stay till 11, and of course, thing is, if I stay till my manager leaves, like he'll ask me for the keys. He forgot to ask because things changed up a bit, and of course, because I'm the one with the keys, he can still leave earlier than he normally would, and I gotta go back and do it. Why did you all leave? What the flapjacks? I come back in the car and you just literally both my viewers just left. Like, what? By the way, thanks for the likes, guys. I don't know who was liking, but yeah. I mean, and see this kind of these little frustrations, stuff like that. That'll be done one of these days. Once I'm teaching, for example. As far as I know, there's not going to be any exchange of keys. In the public schools, I don't know of that ever being the case unless you're dealing with if you're on the janitorial staff or something, maybe. But if you're maybe working with them on something, sure, maybe. Maybe they're doing something to the school or something. Most of the time, as a teacher or a substitute teacher or as a principal, you're not dealing with keys like that. You don't got to drive back to your job because something like that, yeah. It's just not something that really happens. When I used to teach, it's I never had to deal with keys. And as hectic as earlier shifts can be, it's one of the reasons a lot of people prefer morning or mid shift. You don't leave your store and I forgot my keys. It doesn't happen like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't really happen like that. I'm gonna try to get a little bit less sleep than I normally would have, but I'm still gonna try to get some more sleep. So I'm gonna try to. So what we're gonna do, and I don't know if I might have to keep the phone charged. If streaming drains the battery too much, well, we might have to say goodbye. But if not, I'll be with you. I think I'm scheduled till 10 every day this week, so I might just take advantage of it. At this point, I might as well have just left at 11. If I get up early enough, well, no, I probably won't go to the gym before work. I think what I'll do instead, I'll just do some push-ups tonight, kind of make up for, if I'm able to get to that point. I have a bad back, so it's moving in that way. So I usually just do the treadmill at the gym because I don't have to, there's no moving your body in that kind of way. But I'll see if my body, things take longer than they did when I was younger. And I need more tools after the car accident. And some days my back is so bad I just can't really bend over at all. Even slightly, it just, some days are just really bad. Some weeks are really bad. And if I accidentally pull something, then it's it might be no go for 3 days. I ended up getting a cane for those times when that happens, which it does happen sometimes. Let's see here. Okay, my wife is communicating with me, at least. Just a message here and there. That's good. We've been apart for a little while. I mean, she's been at our home. She's been staying at our home base. Oh, and I was talking about dialectical differences. Yeah, because in some dialects and subdialects, you'd say, "What up with it?" is another one, and instead of saying "wagwan" or or whoop, or what's up, or what it do, or what's up, or what's going on, how's it hanging. I think how's it hanging kind of fell out of fashion though. Some words and phrases will come into certain dialects, and they'll be kind of like testers, and sometimes they'll fade out. And that's quite common, by the way. That's quite common in language. It's it seems to be very similar, to the way biology functions as well. And you have mutations. Most of them don't last, and once in a while one will stick. And you have common root words instead of common ancestors, and you have language evolving and developing in a Darwinian way, right? So that's why I so often make this distinction between Darwinian evolution as it applies to biology and Darwinian evolution as it applies to linguistics or language, because these are essentially the same ideas. But and someone said sup too, so that's another way of saying it. I remember hearing about whoop in high school. I don't know if they were joking about language shortening, which, by the way, is also quite common in common speech. It's very common for phrases to shorten. I mean, or even words, and that's been happening in Semitic, at least in Arabic and Hebrew. That's something that just happens. It's been I think an early example of that, goes back 3 or 4, maybe earlier, 1,000 years. So there are people who hate, the way language develops. It's not the way I'm used to it. But the thing is the kind of phenomena that we see in language, in linguistic development. This stuff has been going on for thousands of years. If you are in linguistics, you will know that this stuff isn't new if you study, certain areas of linguistics, right? Or at least that area in particular. So you'll know that, because there are language purists, and that's not new either. In the, I can smell the mothballs from out here. I'm gonna grab my groceries in a second after I throw this away. I can smell that. Oh fudge. Fudge. Then oh Mom.
Yeah.
You didn't bend it, right? It was bent.
Yep.
Okay. Well, there's my master's degree. I'm gonna put this in a safe space. Actually, let me put this down for a second. Go, I think. Take care, guys.